Hello everyone and welcome back to Oba's Trending Gist. Wahala don burst. People, gist wey dey scatter ground has just landed and your number one gist plug, Oba, is here to break it all down for you on Oba's Trending Gist. Imagine this, just one tweet has now spiraled into a 60 billion naira lawsuit. That's billion with a big B. Now, the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has dragged the popular social media commentator Reno Omokri to court. How did we get here? What exactly did Reno say that pushed Kanu's legal team to this point? And what are people saying online? Is this a genuine move or a colossal waste of time? Please stick with me because we are about to dissect everything, including the court document. So let's get into it. So, how did this whole fire start? You see, it all began with politics, as most things do in Nigeria. Reno Omokri, in his characteristic style of criticizing political opponents, was trying to throw shade at Peter Obi. He wanted to link Obi to the insecurity in the southeast. To do this, he fired off a tweet. Let's put the exact tweet on the screen. Reno wrote, and I quote, "I hope Mutanen Arewa watched the preview of Peter Obi's interview, where he was asked if he still believes that Nnamdi Kanu deserves a political solution. To which he responded that Nnamdi Kanu's detention and trial does not make sense to him. What does that tell you? Do you know how many Nigerian soldiers, police officers, custom, immigration and prison officers, as well as NSDCDC servicemen and women have been pied by IPOB, ESN and unknown gunmen in the southeast, of which the majority have been from northern Nigeria?" You see that last part? That was the trigger. Reno didn't just mention Kanu. He directly accused IPOB and ESN, which Kanu leads, of being responsible for the death of security personnel. He basically laid the blame for the action on the unknown gunmen at Nnamdi Kanu's feet. Well, that tweet, it did not just trend and die down. Oh no, it landed on the decks of Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, led by barrister Aloy Ejimako, and they came out swinging. And this, my people, is the result, a formal writ of summon from the High Court of Enugu State. The plaintiff, who is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the defendant is Reno Omokri. That is for those who don't know, the plaintiff is Nnamdi Kanu and Reno may be the defendant. Kanu's lawyer are arguing that Reno's statements are false, baseless, prejudicial, and defamatory. They claim that these accusations paint Kanu as a terrorist and are damaging his reputation and, very importantly, prejudicing his ongoing terrorism trial in Abuja. Their key legal point is this: as of today, no court in Nigeria has convicted Kanu of buying security personnel. Therefore, Reno's statement is a violation of Kanu's constitutional right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. And now, for the part everyone is talking about, that is the money. What is Kanu demanding? First, a whopping 50 billion naira for general damages. This is for the injury to his reputation and emotional distress. Secondly, another 10 billion naira in aggravated damages of what they call a malicious and reckless publication. Thirdly, an order for Reno to publish a full retraction and a public apology in 2 national newspapers and on Twitter, that is X, account. And finally, a perpetual injunction, basically a court order to stop Reno Omokri from ever making such statement about Nnamdi Kanu again. Wow, this is a heavy-duty lawsuit, man. As you can imagine, the moment barrister Aloy Ejimofo, or rather Ejimako, posted these documents, the internet court of public opinion went into session. The comment section is a war zone and the opinions are sharply divided. Let's get into it. On one side, you have people celebrating the lawsuit. Now, Princess AG said, hopefully, others will learn from this litigation. The internet is not a free pass to attack others. Now, Opinion Master didn't hold back. Reno is actually a nuisance in the society. This action is long overdue. He needs to learn some lessons. And Chimso thinks this is a great strategic move, saying, this is a great move so that next time anybody who would want to run his or her mouth against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is MNK, and IPOB will be very careful. But on the other side, many are calling it a big mistake. They are pointing out some potential problems for Kanu's team. Monicio Radical brought up a key legal defense. Waste of money and time, truth and fair comment is a defense in defamation. At Reno Omokri just needs to show instances where IPOB admitted buying. Another person, Eyichoya questioned the lawyer's strategy, asking, "You mean you are exposing Kanu to admit those allegations he had denied when Reno's lawyer grills Kanu?" And Shola Johnson points out a major irony. Nnamdi Kanu has just attested to the fact that he is a Nigerian, leader of the proscribed IPOB, and Nigeria is a zoo. You see, the battle lines are drawn both in the courtroom and online. All right, so let's put the noise aside for a moment. It's time for my critical take. What is really going on here? First, the legal minefield. A defamation suit is not a walk in the park. Reno Omokri's defense will almost certainly be justification or fair comment. His lawyers will argue that his statements are substantially true or are a fair comment on a matter of public interest. They will likely bring up past statements by IPOB news report and government declarations to try and prove their point. The burden of proof is on Kanu's team to show the statement was false, malicious, and caused actual damage. This will be a tough legal fight. Secondly, this is political theater as much as it is law. For Kanu supporters, this lawsuit is a massive PR win regardless of the outcome. It allows them to go on the offensive and control their narrative instead of just defending against terrorism charges. They are now the accusers painting Reno as a malicious liar. It forces Reno, a very vocal critic, onto the back foot. It's a classic case of turning the table. Thirdly, the unintended consequences. This is the point Shola Johnson's comment raised, and it's a brilliant one. By filing a suit in a Nigerian court, identifying himself as a Nigerian citizen in a court papers, and seeking justice from a Nigerian judicial system, Nnamdi Kanu is, in a legal sense, legitimizing the very state he has famously labeled a zoo. His opponents will have a field day with his irony. It's a strategic paradox. To fight for his name, he has to embrace the system he wants to dismantle. Finally, the bigger picture. This lawsuit is a symptom of our deeply polarized society, where social media is the main battleground. This case could set a huge precedent. Will it force more accountability and curb recklessness accusations online? Or will it be used to silence critics and chill free speech? My final thought is this. This 60 billion naira lawsuit is less about the money and more about the message. It's a high-stakes chess game being played in the court of law and the court of public opinion. And no matter who wins, it has already poured more fuel on the fire for Nigerians' most sensitive political debate. So, what do you guys think? Is Nnamdi Kanu right to sue, or is this a self-defeating move? Who has the stronger case here? Drop your own critical take in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, you know what to do. Please smash that like button, subscribe to Oba's Trending Gist, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out when the next hot gist drops. Until next time, stay informed and stay sharp. This is Oba signing out.